Hello, we are Sornia. Beautiful times, beautiful world you have, beautiful souls that you are, beautiful beings that you are, all of you, thriving and going forward, learning the value of human connection, learning the value of the connection to all that is, everyone, everything, how you are all a manifestation of the divine, everything and everyone. And even those things that you don't like so much are a manifestation of the divine. And already we get pushback on that. But if you see things in terms of being good and bad, right or wrong, then you are not able to truly understand the next layer of consciousness, we'll call it consciousness, that you are unveiling for yourselves in humanity. Call it judgment, right? If you are still looking at the world from that perspective of there's good and there's bad and you have to choose sides, then, or convince, let's say, the other side that they need to see things your way because your way is the way that is the way to truth or freedom, however you understand it, then you're going to be in a loop, so to speak, of consciousness that will not give you the answers that you need and the direction, more the direction, we could say answers too, but the direction that you need for the path that you will be following into these higher dimensional realities. It's easy to fall into that place of wanting to judge what is cruel and such as being of service in some way. We really want you to understand this because we're not condoning cruelty. We're not condoning that kind of evil. That's not what we're saying. But this reality that you are still in, because you haven't completely left it, you call it third dimensional reality on Earth, is still entrapped with the good versus the bad, good versus evil. And that will keep you in a state of being that's more limiting. So you might be saying, Sornia, you really confuse us. You talk about transmuting the negative forces and all of that. Yes, absolutely. Transmute the negative forces with love. Let me back up a second. When you are having an experience of some sort and you are left unsettled by it or angry or upset in some way, and then you say, oh, I should be loving towards this situation because it's bad, right? So we need to dissolve that through love because it's bad. So up until now, this has been effective and you've been very successful at doing that, being in that state of mind or state of being. What we are saying here is that now you're going to want to move it up a little bit because you've taken care of that. You understand that you've mastered it. So many of you have mastered the compassion, turning lack of love into love and into compassion through your work. But now you want to take it again to a higher frequency. That's where you're going, where you look at the things that are what you consider cruel or evil or negative. You look at them without that judgment. It's as the observer, kind of like you would see things in nature that are out of your control. Would be a good example. So there's a storm that comes and it destroys property. You can be mad at the storm, but most people aren't. They don't judge the storm as being evil or cruel. Some do, but let's say the majority. They see it as part of the experience that they have to deal with wherever they live. That doesn't mean that there's not those individuals who do judge it as punishment or judge it as being wrong. It's a subtle difference, but the reason why we're talking about this with you and bringing it up and wanting you to explore this a little bit is because the subtlety of it is different. When you observe your world through your everyday interactions, through your media, and we're going to talk a moment about your media, the media and what it's providing you and what you are choosing to entertain yourself with. When they present things that are distasteful to you and negative, you are still judging them. Not all of you, of course, but most of you are still judging them as being wrong and bad. We want that you understand that judgment energy, okay? It's the best way to put it. That judgment energy is so... These things do exist. You have good and bad, right? Good and evil, love and hate. You have these things. They exist. And you don't want that you have to experience the negative sides of these experiences that are out there, and your world is full of them. Always have been, always will. No, not always will be, always have been, but always will be until you are able to all awaken completely and fully. So we assist you with this awakening by giving you the clues or the planting the seeds of how you can kind of alter your perspective and to try it and to see what you come up with for an answer. Because the difference here is so subtle that if we didn't bring it up, you may carry that energy. We want you to be very aware of what you are judging, what the feeling of judgment is, and pull it up as much as possible, the energy of it, because you're all judging. Whether you think you are or not, you are all judging. So pulling that up and being aware of it in your conscious mind, really, let's get it all up and out, that you can view it, see and understand the feel of that judgment, and make other choices if you want. And this is each of you individually, because you are in a conscious way reconnecting. You've always, sometimes the language is so limiting. What you are doing in this time that we've talked about, the ascension, and we've told you, you are already the divine beings that you think you're becoming, right? But you're not aware of being those divine beings in totality because of different elements associated in limiting beliefs embedded in the physical form and the physical reality, the third dimensional earth reality. So you want to get down to the most minute feel that you can on this. This is also a practice because your world is both expanding for some, and for others it's constricting. It's becoming more constrictive. And for those that have managed the last few years, managed their emotional state, managed their understanding of their physical form as best they can, managed your essence, right? You're in a good place. Those of you are expanding and releasing. When we say expanding, you've been tightly held in a human suit, and as the layers come off, you feel like you can breathe deeper and wider and bring in more. Those that haven't are feeling more constricted, more confined, and there's a majority of those individuals who will want to break free, but are not aware of what all of this means. So, nothing new for you, what I've just said, but we have to be very vigilant at this time. Spoke of the medium and all aspects of media, your music, you have the information or the entertainment. Let's put it that way. All the forms of entertainment, whether it be on the screen, on your different devices, or it's entertainment that you're attending live, is most of it, not all, but a good portion of it has the energy of negativity embedded in the silence. The last time we spoke, you were told to pay attention to the pause in between the words. Do that now with the intention of understanding the communication, that subconscious or beneath the surface communications and messages being sent through the various forms of media. Now, it's not only negative coming through your media, there's also good stuff. Again, we're in a judgment, good, bad. There's also things that are of a higher vibration. They're coming through more. We want more of that to come through. You want more of that to come through. So when you are passively enjoying your entertainment, it's more difficult for you to perceive the messages that are not spoken, but are inferred and can be felt between the pause. When you begin to pay attention and you observe, you want to use your eyes also, but to observe what is happening on the screen or live, but pay attention to what's not there, or so it seems what's not there. Begin to do that, and you will sense, not see or hear, you will sense the vibration and frequency of what is the message. See, it's in the words. It can be in the movement also of someone. It can be in the expression of a certain individual playing a role in one of your forms of entertainment. But what happens in particular with the words, they're put out there, and then the energy of those words are in there, whatever the meaning is, whatever the intention of the speaker is, that will be put out there. But it doesn't just stop with the word, it flows through to the next. And that's why we are saying to pay attention and sense what you feel after you hear something. Now, do you have to sit for an entire 2 hours? If you're watching a movie, entire 2 hours and do this? Or you can, but we would suggest you do it, small amounts, little things. Maybe listen to some music and see if you can't practice it. Because once you've mastered this, it will become natural for you to decode what is actually being transmitted and communicated through these forms of entertainment. And then you begin to also understand the communication that is coming from individuals that you are meeting. It will become second nature. But for now, you want to develop this skill so that you can truly know what is the intention behind the message. The message could be, I love you, right? But that's not the intention. It's the words, the message there, but what's really the intention and what's the message? And you want to hear it, sense it, okay, in the pause. You might all be going, well, this just seems so simple. Why, do it. Just do it for a while and let us know what you come up with. If you don't come up with anything, okay. We are all in this together. We are all one, yet you in human form that are receiving these messages and those that are in your community don't feel that oneness for the most part. If you do, you feel a oneness more intellectually. Some of you have had experiences out of body that have given you the feeling, the knowing of oneness, and you've brought that back in, but not everybody. Knowing what oneness feels like to its core, that's part of your natural state. And that's what you are wanting to do here. This is a time of becoming, for all of you, to get that clarity, that to be pure, to have that pureness. And we don't mean it in a, you have to be all pure. No, we're talking about you being as pure and unadulterated, I guess, as possible, so that you can feel yourself as one with everything and yourself as that eternal being, that essence. You're at the point that the messages we are giving you, which are pertinent for the moment, they may be pertinent also, 100 years from now if things don't change or another group needs assistance like Earth does. But this information is pertinent for you now and our exchanges here. You are evolving, gaining mastery over your own experience as an eternal being, right? In human form. And as you do that, as you move forward, you will begin to be lighter. You will feel light in your physical form. Light, like not heavy, but light. And you will begin to notice the shifts that are occurring in your cellular structure. So that's important to understand. We've been talking to you about your chakra system. And you're still very much aware of the emotional expressions from the sacral chakra. As we said, that one will probably be the chakras, the energy of that chakra to be understood by you and become strong takes the most amount of time, but the progress there is notable. A lot of you are feeling more grounded in that chakra. You're feeling your, we'll say, creative force, because your creative force is expressed in so many different ways. There are more, if you look around, women of childbearing age who are actually becoming pregnant and bringing new life. This new life coming forward, these souls that are coming in, are souls who have a lot of very important work to do. Some of these souls are souls that some of you know. They passed on in order to come back in at a time when they could then be at the foreground of the work, or the final stages, I guess is the best way of saying it, of this ascension, and those of you who find the freedom to be who you really are. So the sacral chakra has, for you, and its connection to Mother Earth, because all of your chakras are connected to Mother Earth as well. The sacral chakra is being helped by Mother Earth, and therefore you should be feeling that. It's still going to take time. Feeling that, what do we mean by feeling that? Feeling that comfort with that chakra. It's open, it's more expressive. Maybe some of you have picked up art again, or maybe you started to whatever creative venture. Maybe you're thinking of new business ideas. Maybe some have decided to write a book. Maybe some are reading books. Maybe some are playing their instruments or writing their music, or multitude of ways of being creative. That your creative minds, the creative mind that is connected to the sacral chakra. So we're comfortable with what's going on there, the heart and the solar plexus, the unity that's evolving. We spoke about the root chakra being the one that has a lot of attention now. That's the one that grounds you and has you connected to Mother Earth, but it is the primary one to begin with, let's say, primary one for the physical form. So the physical form with the root chakra is evolving like the other chakras. And your physical form will be different. And each of you has chosen a method by which to release the toxicity in your physical form through the root chakra. We would suggest that you take time throughout your day to ground yourself through your root chakra to Mother Earth. And we will, yes, I'm being told we will come forward with a guided meditation for you for the root chakra, so that you can fully take advantage of this time. So, in the meantime, you want to imagine, first understand your root chakra. Understand where it's at, what's in there, what's going on. Then you want to understand your physical form, because we're talking about the physical form. The physical form down, those cells are evolving down, all the way down to where you can't see it, but you know that it's there. So you want to be prepared for this because of what will happen down the road. You don't want this, that you have an awakening that is so sharp and stark. You don't want that. You want to be understanding it so that you are guiding your own awakening and not the energies that are coming to assist you, pushing you. There's a difference there. And that's why you get this information, so that when you feel, the energies of, must be these energies of helping us with our root chakra, you recognize them. You don't have them just push you with you being unaware and you going, what's going on? And you spend days in confusion. Instead, you go, okay. And you guide yourselves with the assistance of that energy. And that's why we want you to focus on that area of your energy system. But we will assist you with further information as we move forward. So, we believe this is all for right now. We'll come back soon because we enjoy this and because it's a very important time right now. Well, it's always important, right? We say that all the time. But it is important because the breakthroughs that are happening are evident. A lot of you are seeing it. You're seeing the shifts. You're seeing what's going on. And as a side note, we did talk about this, but just to reassure you again or to confirm, there's still a lot of timeline jumping going on. So that's adding to the confusion for some individuals. So those of you who understand from our previous sessions what's going on with the timelines, try to explain and reassure others, because these timeline shifts are happening and they're meant to confuse and get people off track. But that's just a side note as a reminder. So we will be together again soon, as always. And thank you for opening your hearts to our messages and sharing them with others and taking them seriously. We can't tell you how grateful we are to all of you. So, on that note, know that we love you very much. We are Sornia. Goodbye.